What's going on, everybody? Garrett O'Leary here with the O'Leary Brothers team with Lead Realty. In today's video, we're going to switch it up just a little bit and I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of Niceville, Florida. As always, thank you for clicking on this video. I surely do appreciate it. And consider hitting that subscribe button and that notifications bell if you haven't already. Now, let's get on to the video. Now, to start things off, if you don't know where Niceville is, it's actually northeast of Fort Walton Beach and then directly north of Destin across the bay. The population of Niceville is around 15,000 people, so it's not a huge town, but it is growing. But now let's get into some of the cons of Niceville. So con number one is traffic. This seems to be a running theme with my videos, but unfortunately traffic does just get kind of annoying no matter where you are. And Niceville has one main road that runs throughout the whole town, so you really can't escape it. During the commuter hours, it does get bad because obviously people are going to and from work. Kids are getting out of school, so the parents are picking them up or they're driving home. So really during the hours of 8 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, right around those times, it is going to get backed up. Fortunately, there are back roads you can kind of take, but eventually you are going to have to get back onto that main road, which is John Sims Parkway, and you'll probably hit a little bit. It's not going to be too bad, but it is something you're going to have to deal with probably on a daily basis. But again, it's not nearly as bad as something you'd expect. Con number two in Niceville is actually the housing prices. Housing prices in Niceville tend to be a little bit higher up in that price range compared to towns around here, obviously excluding places like Destin and Miramar and Santa Rosa Beach. Those places are in a whole different ballgame. But Niceville, compared to the rest of the areas, it does sit a little bit higher. Now, according to the multiple listing service, the average sold price of a house in Niceville is around $425,000, and the average listing price is a little bit higher at $428,000. From what we've spoken about in previous videos around different towns of the Emerald Coast, that is a little bit higher than probably what you'd expect, but as we'll talk about a little bit later, that might justify that price for what you're getting. Now, con number three is actually the cost of living. Now, you may have guessed it, because housing prices are a little bit higher, it may be a little bit more expensive to live in the area, and that's absolutely right. Compared to other places or other small towns of similar size across the United States, Niceville is actually going to be charging a little bit more. Now, that includes like utilities, car maintenance, entertainment, and kind of everything that accounts for the cost of living in a certain area. So be aware that if you do end up purchasing in the Niceville area, not only will you have slightly elevated housing prices, but you will have a higher cost of living. So please be aware that when you do budget to maybe purchase in Niceville, account for what you'll need to spend on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So con number four is actually construction. Now, this one is a bit of a double-edged sword, simply because a lot of people are moving to Niceville, which means they're building a lot, both residential and commercial properties. So people are having to deal with a lot of slows on as they're driving to and from work or wherever they're trying to go. Areas being inaccessible because of construction, and worst, you're dealing with the noise. A lot of people complain about the noise of construction because it happens every day for months on end, and that's just something unfortunately you will have to deal with. And again, it's a double-edged sword, and I'll talk about that in the pros actually, so stick around to the end to hear that one. All right, so now let's actually move on to the pros of Niceville. I want to end this on a good note. Coming in at pro number one is actually the schools. The schools in Niceville are actually rated some of the highest in the area. They have an A rating. So if you have a family and education is a very high priority for you, then Niceville might be someplace you want to consider moving to. All the schools are great, the teachers are great, all the reviews for all the areas are incredible. So you can be confident that when you send your kids to school, they'll be getting a quality education. So pro number two is actually Niceville's proximity to everything. Now, if you look at a map, Niceville's pretty much in the middle of everything. You're really close to Fort Walton and Destin, so you can get there relatively quickly. And you're also really close to Highway 10. You just hit 85 up north, pretty much going towards Crestview. You'll get to Highway 10, which really gets you anywhere you need to go. So you're really not stuck, getting through traffic like if you would in Fort Walton and Destin. You're just kind of in the middle. You have easy access to get to everything you really want to without, feeling like you're driving too far, getting caught up in too much traffic. So pro number three is probably actually my favorite aspect of Niceville, and that's the variety of food it actually has there. You can pretty much find everything that you'd really want there. If you want something fast and simple like fast food and pizza, it definitely has it. Or if you're looking to, diversify your palate, they have a bunch of different, cultural foods. You have Hawaiian food, you have Asian foods, you have even like German food. There's a ton of different restaurants in the area that I highly recommend just looking up, searching, and going out to. You can never go wrong, going to a new restaurant. Niceville has plenty of them. It's very diverse and awesome. Personally, my favorite thing about Niceville is that it actually has peppers. And if you've seen any of my previous videos, I talk about peppers pretty much every time. They have one, it's right off of John Sims Parkway. It's great. Plus, as a second recommendation, they have a Hawaiian restaurant called Pounder's Hawaiian Grill. And if you haven't had it, I'm just gonna leave it at this. You need to try it. It is delicious. I'm just gonna leave it like that. No other details, go try it. So pro number 4 is actually that Niceville really is nice. In its name, it's got a lot of things going on right now. Obviously, it's a growing town, a lot of new constructions going on, both residential and commercial. So beyond the fact that you're having to deal with some of the noise and some of the new annoyances that come up with construction, it's also a benefit in that, again, everything's gonna be new. Newer buildings, newer amenities, all of that stuff that comes along with new construction. That also means, as a huge plus, if you have bought or are thinking about buying soon, that's gonna mean that odds are your property values are going to increase. So if you buy a house now, chances are when the town has continued to grow and more people are buying, the property or the equity that you have in your home is going to increase. And that is a huge benefit to any new homeowners, ensuring that their home becomes an asset and not a liability. But that pretty much wraps up today's video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. This was the pros and cons of Niceville. And as always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that notifications bell so you're notified each and every time we post a video. And again, this is a real estate channel and I'm a realtor. If you are considering moving to the area, the Emerald Coast or Niceville in general, go ahead and reach out to us. You can send us a text, shoot us an email, or give us a call. And Sean and I will be happy to answer any questions you have for us. Right now is a great time to buy. It's also a great time to sell. So if you are a homeowner and looking to sell, maybe move somewhere else, reach out to us. I'll leave our contact information right here. Again, give us a call, shoot us an email, send us a text. We'll be happy to help in any way we can. And I'll see you in the next one, y'all. Have a good one.